Good afternoon. Welcome to part two of the Marketing Your Small Firm Lunchtime webinar series. I am Shevas White. I know, a little bit of a mouthful. I am the marketing manager for Night Vision Media Limited. Today we'll be looking at resource selection. You can go to our website nvml.co, that's .co, and if you want to find out a little bit more about me, I have my personal website as well, chevanisewhite.com. All right, so let's jump into this now. So, as I said, I'm an entrepreneur, marketer, designer, educator, wife, and I think these are the two big jobs, being a wife and a mom. I'm pretty much like you, own my own business, and we need to find ways in which to market our business so that we can succeed. So I'm really just trying to share with you what we have gone through at Night Vision Media Limited. All right, so first thing we want to look at is, what are resources? And I know that sounds like a very silly question, but I just wanted to make sure that we cover this. So basically, it's anything that will contribute to your organization. That's the human resources, like your staff, any equipment that you employ to assist your staff to do what they do better. And of course, the big question, the money. All right, so when we are looking at human resources, we need to ask ourselves a few questions. And if you were with us last month with the last session that we had, we are looking at marketing as something that is circular. It is ongoing. It is never ending. And one of the things that we looked at was you needed to constantly assess your firm. And so during that assessment period, you must look on the human resources that you employ. So here are some questions that you can ask yourself during this assessment period. Are they the right person for the job? Now, this is a very big and loaded question. Not because you're in a desperate situation, that does not mean that you need to hire anyone. We have suffered that from Night Vision Media, where we needed someone, we employed that person, and it turns out that within a few months, we had to let them go and start over the selection process. That is not going to be any good for your business. What you need to do is to assess the person and not just look at their qualifications. So that's the next question we look at. What are their qualifications? Yes, you want to make sure that the person is qualified to do the job that you're employing them to do. But outside of that, you also need to look at how do they contribute? How would they contribute or improve your company? The latest business strategy to employ is to try and get someone who is multifaceted. That way you find that they can pull from different experiences to assist with your organization, to help grow your business. So it might not be the best qualified person. It might be the person who can get me the most contacts, someone who already has a network, a business network up, and you can access that business network, especially if it is for the type of persons who you want to be clients for your firm. Because remember, last time we assessed what it is that we want to do with our firm and the type of people we'll be targeting for that firm. How will that person improve your firm? How will they improve your organization? They might be someone with a lot of vibes. That's what we say here in Jamaica. They might be energetic. They might be very willing to work. So again, they might not be the most qualified on the paper, but they are contributing something to the growth of your organization, because that person has enough energy to motivate other staff members to get on board with whatever it is that you're doing. They're motivated to work. So when they begin to work, that will also motivate the other staff to work as well. So again, what you need to do is to look on who it is that you are employing. Is that person the right person for the job, right? What we recommend at Night Vision Media is to have, you must have a lawyer. Yes, I know that sounds expensive, but you must have a lawyer. You must have an accountant and someone who is able to assist you with paying your taxes. These are three areas that we have found that most small firms have fallen behind in. We are not experts unless you are a lawyer. We are an accountant or someone who pays taxes. Yes, who goes through the process of paying taxes. We are not experts in this field. And so what you need to do, you need to hand over these responsibilities to the person who is trained to do that type of task, right? A lawyer is always handy. Remember, you can always employ a lawyer and pay them per job, or pay them a percentage of what you've earned. So it is not as expensive as you think it is to acquire a lawyer in your arsenal of human resources. An accountant is also necessary. As the owner of the business, you must be able to track how much money the company is earning and how much money the company is spending. So an accountant is also a very important, very necessary human resource to have within your small firm. And someone who is able to pay your taxes. Now, the thing is, especially if you're a micro business owner, what you find is your time is spent on operating the business. You do not have the time to go to the tax office, join the long line, and pay your taxes. Luckily for you, Night Vision Media has access to all of these persons, lawyers, accountants, and persons who can pay taxes on your behalf. So all you need to do is contact us and we will give you access. And at the same time, you wouldn't be paying full fee for that person. Those persons are shared resources through Night Vision Media Limited. You can always contact us. At the end of this presentation, you see all of our contact information. So you can always contact us to find out more about accessing lawyers, accountants, and persons who can pay your taxes. So that's assessing the human resources that are in your employ. Then we need to assess the type of equipment that you have within your business. How will it improve your business? Again, make sure that you are getting equipment that in the long run or even immediately will improve your business. It makes no sense to acquire equipment that will not contribute to the overall growth of your company. Will it be an asset? And this is also an important question. You know, if you buy it now, within 3 years, within 5 years, within 10 years, when you decide to sell it, or if you decide to sell that equipment, does it have any value? Will it have any value? What's the monetary value? What's the benefits that this equipment will bring towards your company? So these are questions that you need to ask when purchasing equipment. And let me give you an example. An old computer versus a new computer. So let us say you have an aunt or an uncle who has an old computer. And I'm just being very detailed because I'm in the field of IT. So it's running Windows 95 and you can get it for free. So it's at no cost to you. However, because it's an old machine and because it's running Windows 95, the majority of the software that you would want to run on that computer, you might not be able to run it on the computer. In addition, that computer might be moving very slowly. So overall, it might detract from the operations because you're moving very slowly because you're using a very old machine. On the other hand, you can actually make an investment, purchase a brand new computer or a newer, because you can purchase second-hand machines, second-hand equipment. But let us say you have decided to purchase a new computer, which might cost you between $50,000 to about $80,000. I'm talking about a desktop computer. And now it is running the latest operating system. The machine runs faster than the old one. And so now you're finding that your operations are moving faster. This new machine will contribute. It will improve the efficiency of your business, right? In about 3 years' time, you'll be able to sell that machine and still get some monetary value out of it. And of course, as I told you, the benefits is that it has improved your operations. So when purchasing equipment, you need to do an assessment, not because something is free or very cheap. That does not mean that you need to acquire it for your business. All right. And last but not least, we assess the money. Yes, I know. This one is a big deal and a very sore point for a lot of people. One of the first things people ask is, where can I source money? Where can I get money? And usually your first answer is the bank. Now, my recommendation to you is the last place that you should go is the bank, right? And I know that doesn't sound right, but yes, the last place that you should go is the bank to borrow money. And the reason being is that the bank charges you to borrow money from them, right? So basically, even if it is over a 5-year period, if you had borrowed $100,000 from the bank, you're probably paying back $150,000. You could have saved yourself that $50,000 in the process, right? So the first place that you should really go is friends and family. I know. Some friends and family are not very supportive and all of that jazz. But what I'm trying to say to you, you try to go to places that gives you little or no interest charges when paying back on their loan. Okay? That is important. Then, if you have exhausted all possible resources, all possible places to get this money, you can also do crowdfunding. That's a new up and coming popular way of accessing money. But you can go to incubators who can give you access to investors to source money. And then if all of those have been exhausted, then you can go to the bank and access loans through the banks. Credit unions in Jamaica is also an option. The question now, when you're looking at your money, you need to be wise about spending your money. Can I afford the purchase? If not, then don't make the purchase. Don't say, well, you know what? I have the company credit card. I can make the purchase now. And a little later, I will figure out how the money will work. At the end of the day, it's your company that's going to pay for that bad decision. You must always assess, can I afford that purchase? If not, delay the purchase. Okay? This is important. Even if you haven't got assessed or acquired a accountant to be a part of your human resources team, you must be logging or recording everything. Every time that you've made an expense, anytime you've spent some money on behalf of the company, make a log of that expense. If you have received any money, if you've made an income on behalf of the business, make sure that you have recorded it or logged it. Because again, as the business owner, you must be able at all times tell, am I operating at a loss? Am I operating at a profit? How much of a loss am I operating? Because sometimes you are expected to be operating at a loss. Because then once you are aware of this, when you're making those purchases, you will know, you will be able to tell, well, yeah, I have X amount of money in the bank. I have a little leeway. Maybe I can make the purchase. Or no, I am operating at a loss. There is no way I can make that purchase now. Right? All right, so basically, and as I pointed out last month, is that you must always have a strategy. And in regards to your resources, you must have a well-equipped army. The likelihood is you will win the war. If it is that you went to the war and you just have some pointed sticks, that's what you equipped your army with, some pointed sticks, and the opposition, they have, machine guns and explosives and those things. In little and no time, you would have lost the war. You need to make sure that your army is equipped with the most up-to-date technology, the most advanced technology as possible as you can afford, so that it gives you a better chance to win the war. So basically, good resources equals to a performing firm. And that's what I want you guys to leave on. Make sure that you have good resources, good human resources, good equipment, and the money that you are, manage your money properly. And what you will find is that your firm will perform well. Now, in this assessment period, we understand that you're a small firm, and so you might not be able to do this assessment on your own. Never fear, Night Vision Media has package number 3 available to you from our virtual office offering. It's called the Marketer Plus. And what we do, we come into your business and we assess the business for you. We develop your business plan. We look at how you manage, how you operate with your customers. We consult you as to what your marketing strategy will be. And if at all possible, if we find that your staff is lacking, my apologies, we can train your staff as well. But when you look at it, you can actually get a business plan to be developed for you at 200,000 Jamaican dollars. We are giving you business plan, marketing. If you hired a marketing professional on your own, that would run you between $45,000 to $50,000 per month just for a marketing consultant. Again, if you're training your staff, that can run you a pretty penny. So we have combined all of those services for you and are offering it to you at a minimal cost of $465 per month. Now, this is a series. We are doing one per month. We want to make sure that you have time to assess yours. So as we go along, we are hoping that you are taking the time to do the recommendations that we are proposing. But if you can't do the recommendations, don't worry, you can always contact us and we can assist you along the way at a minimal cost, of course. So next month, that's March 16, we'll be looking at internal operations. And as you can see, we give you a schedule for the next four sessions in the series. If you missed last session from last month, don't worry. We have a recording up for it, and the presentation is also available in SlideShare. Today's presentation will also be recorded and will be available at our Night Vision Media Limited playlist on the NV Virtual Office's YouTube page. The presentation is already available at our SlideShare account, so I'm just going to type that in the chat window to my left, and I'm just going to invite you to ask any questions if you so desire. All right, so there is a link, and if you're unable to access it there, at the end of this session, you should also be redirected to that SlideShare page so you can review the information. It's also available to you to download as a PDF document, so you can always download it on your own, in your own time, at your leisure. All right. So outside of this session, if you have any questions for me, I'm on Twitter, so you can find me at ChevyNVML, and I'm also on Facebook as Chevanese White. So you can always contact me if you have any questions. You can also contact Night Vision Media. We have lots of information. Our mandate is to animate, educate, and market. Our email address is mynvml@nightvisionmedia.com. You can find us on Facebook at mynvml or on Twitter at mynvml. I hope you're seeing the trend. Our virtual office is, the email for our virtual office is the nvvo@nightvisionmedia.com. We have both a Lime and digital phones, and you can see the numbers there. On Twitter, Facebook, and on Skype, you can also find us at the NVVO. I hope today's session was informative. Just remember to marketing your small firm means that you need to always assess your firm, and you also always need to be constantly coming up with strategies for your firm. Any more questions? Once the session has been ended, it should take you to my SlideShare page where you can download this presentation. Thank you for your time.